Bom, eu iniciei o jogo, eu levantei, quando vi, voltei, já tá de jeito aí. Mas, eu não sei nada sobre esse jogo aí, só sei que é um conto de várias histórias aí, de uma família muito triste, no caso. E é só isso. Jogar, só o que resta.
And I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna start at the beginning, with the house.
Tá, ela só disse que vai começar do começo com a casa. Ah tá, tava escrito no livro.
Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it.
Caraca, que
My
da
brother
hora.
Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
Ah, a legenda parece desse jeito. Tá. Você tem uma informação sobre Milton. Liga pra polícia. Pra orca da... Orca. Tá, você entendeu. Aqui dá zoom. Caralho, não corre, ela só caminha. Aparentemente. Ela não corre não. Loucura.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Cara, que diferente o jeito de botar legenda. Caralho! Orca Island, gaveta.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Tá, cheio de carta aí. Mas ela não pegou nenhuma das cartas. Então
I
tá
hadn't
bom.
been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Vamos ver o funeral do irmão. Ali é não ultrapasse, essa propriedade é protegida por câmera de segurança. Certo. Tudo dá
In the
azul.
will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Você pergunta ele de volta. Tá, tem um caminho ali, tem um caminho aqui. The Finchers. Mas eu vou pra aqui porque aqui não chama mais atenção. Ah, o jogo tá escuro aí. Tá, não tem nada aqui. Eu nunca mais iria num boss desse nem fudendo.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
Certo.
But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Questões sobre minha
The
família.
woods
Cara.
around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something but never do.
Caralho. É, tudo leva pro mesmo lugar. Um jornal, não tem como pegar. Basquete, existia basquete nessa época.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Caralho, casa insana. Mas o jogo tá muito escuro, velho. Calma aí. Não tem como arrumar outra coisa além disso. Brilho. Obrigado. Olha. Bom. O irmão desaparecido. Deve ter ido de Vasco já.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Tá. Caralho, mano. Casa na puta que pariu. Deve ter uma foto.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Como que não tem, mano? A casa, tipo... no meio do nada, na casa do caralho. Folhas, panfletos. Gary Spotting. Tem como entrar? Só da chave.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Claro que não ia destrancar. Não, filho da puta.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Talvez esteja, depende. Cara, essa mulher anda muito devagar. Cara, eu sempre quis ter um bagulho desse em casa. Caralho, tu passa aí, meu irmão.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Eu não passo aqui, não.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Certo. Loucura.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Caralho, a família. Uma velha, uma criança, o irmão que sumiu e a mãe. Uma memória Lewis Fincher. O irmão que sumiu. The Holiday Fish, Witch's Kitchen, Victim Belly. Muito livro nada a ver com o outro.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
Nunca comi comida chinesa.
Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
É, gato. Bom.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Parça. Como que deixa a casa bagunçada desse jeito? Tem que ser muito porco. Vou botar aqui onde nós passou. Provavelmente aqui onde a véia ficava. Caralho!
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My
tipo
mom
isso.
was the only one of us who could imagine Great Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Caralho. Botar sua própria mãe no asilo. Foda. Orca. Por que alguém teria uma foto de uma orca? Certo. Muitos livros. Muitas comida de gato.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Tipo, como se fosse... Não sei. Caralho, o cara é muito ruim.
Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Loucura. Ela anda descalça. Tem uma TV.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Certo. Não tem nada aqui, nem aqui. Cara, até agora o jogo só dá pra andar pra frente e dar zoom, né? Criança. Nossa, velho, os cabos gostam de ler. Como é que pega o livro ali em cima? Nossa, fiquei só de decoração, mas acho que é mentira. Ninguém gosta de ler. Bom. Guerra. Novembro de 2010.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Milton. O rato Milton do Instagram.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Caralho, que foda essa porta.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Caralho. Mole 1937, 1947. Caralho, viveu só 10 anos. O disco do... Qual que é o nome? Esqueci o nome também.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
Caralho, mano.
I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Certo.
Louis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Abre uma coisa, pelo menos, a chave. Ah tá, eu tenho.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Capítulo 1, Runaway.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Milton.
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Também não.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Caralho. Molly.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Cara, essa família é família de artista, mano. Caralho, como uma pessoa faz a cara de todo jeito. Tá grávida?
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here.
3 de dezembro de
December
1947.
13th,
Ah tá,
1947.
querido dia.
Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Criança corajosa da porra, não levantava de madrugada nem fudendo nessa casa maluca. Ó. Bom. Tá aberto aqui. O que é isso aqui?
My Halloween candy was all gone.
É, foda.
Mom, can I come out now?
Caralho,
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
caralho, tranca a menina na hora de
The
dormir.
gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Oxi. Loucura.
I kept eating and eating.
Que porra é essa? Meu irmão, a menina tá comendo pasta de dente. Eu comi,
I ate a
certo?
lot of things that night.
Ah, é, tu comeu muita coisa. Tu consegue pular? Não.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Ah, você não vai comer um passarinho não, né?
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly,
Oxi!
I was a cat.
Calma aí. Calma aí.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Calma aí, boy. Você virou um gato.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Caralho.
I jumped and I almost got her.
Tu quer comer um passarinho, velho?
I could tell she was getting really tired.
Mas ela
Now
voa.
I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up,
Caralho.
and suddenly I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I
Caraca.
heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
A criança... É a porra do Ben 10. Eita porra. Eu tô controlando, não tô controlando.
Rabbits.
Coelhos. Agora eu vou virar um coelho.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I
Ô,
flew
louco.
off to find something bigger.
Que criança psicopata da porra. Tá porra.
A mama rabbit.
Uma mamãe coelha. Caralho, velho. Você sabe que é uma mamãe coelha. Por que você vai comer ela?
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
Caralho.
And suddenly, I was a shark.
Mano, que isso? Que porra é essa? Sou um tubarão.
I rolled off
Oxi.
the cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Tá. Um tubarão. Certo. Nossa, é difícil controlar.
I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her
Caralho,
flippers
Lucas
and
Neto.
it tasted really good.
Nossa, difícil controlar.
grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Ah, que porra é essa? Virou uma enguia. Ah, não. Mesmo. Caralho. Que loucura é essa parte? Tá. Tem um bicho pra me comer? O que que é? Eu só tenho que ficar com isso aqui. Porque eu não tô entendendo nada. Ah, tá. Eu tenho que colocar o tentáculo em certo lugar e apertar para avançar.
Now I was a monster and I smelled people everywhere.
Criança psicopata, mano.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Xiii, cara. Loucura. Tá. Vou jogar no controle que eu acho que é melhor.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
Tá. Eu acho que eu travei meu tentáculo. Ô, louco. Tá.
Passenger, I was still hungry. And
Hello.
across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Cara. Aí. Tá vendo?
I got closer and closer.
Eu vou me matar. Não, aqui não tinha nada. Eu vou me matar.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Oxi! Essa é a mãe dela, né?
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Molly. Loucura. Molly. 1934 e 1947. Caralho, será que essa criança realmente se matou? O pai. O bicho com a língua gigante. Certo. Uma raposa, dezembro de 47. 47. Loucura.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Caralho. O cara parece youtuber de Minecraft.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And misfortune.
Odin. Tenho certeza que Odin não viveu só isso aí, não. Cara, esse aqui tem tanta camada que eu não tenho intelecto pra isso, não.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
Cheio de gaiola de passarinho. Construído em 1937. Even Fincher.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon,
Sven.
she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Aí Sven. O cara escreve tudo feio. Que? Dragão mata Fincher. Ô, louco.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Bom, a Molly é a criança que morreu. Caralho. Sapo.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
É. Tem segredo nesse banheiro. Pois vem Ed Fincher.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Caralho, que foda, mano. Família grande da porra.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Tá. Milton sempre tá aí. Salvando para Calvin. Ou Jim Fincher, Parque Nacional. Buzz Lightyear.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. and that he never talked about him.
Para o centro de comando.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Loucura. Moleque com o pé fudido.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Calvin, dinner's ready. Coming.
Tá, vou ficar aqui sozinho pra sempre. Não. Bom. A única coisa que tem pra fazer é gagorrar, então eu vou gagorrar. Vai dar uma merda isso aqui, não vai? Vai dar uma merda.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Caralho.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. And maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Caralho. Voou pra bem longe, nunca mais voltou. Calvin Klein.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Toda criança tenta fazer a mesma coisa, cara. Caralho, que foda, mano.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Ah tá, achei que ele tinha se enforcado. Forte sem. Caralho, imagina você morrer. Não, você vê o seu irmão morrer e você tem um quarto compartilhado e fica vendo. Não, não, sai fora, credo.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Não consigo subir aqui. Eu venho pra cá. Não. Butterfly. Chupipa butterfly. Bom.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Bigfoot, o pé grande. Barbara
Growing up,
Fincher.
I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Artista mirim. Bárbara. Certo.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Birthday. 1944 e 1960. Caralho, o povo vive pouco nessa família.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Aqui é o velho Jack conta a roupilha da
Oh,
família.
Jack
Tá.
here with another ghastly
Eu chamo de fim, o fim surpresa da Bárbara
inspired by
Finch.
America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it the surprise ending of Barbara Finch.
Hoje é o primeiro dia do seu último dia da sua
As a
vida.
child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Ô, louco.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate
Rick
when...
tem a cara de cuzão. Ô,
Now
louco.
that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room.
Oxi.
So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box,
Cara, que loucura.
and as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Caralho, tocar música de Halloween.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Ó, o Chase vai me matar. Ah, porra! Bate tudo, bate tudo.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Caralho.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Ô, louco.
Oh!
Rick?
Muito burro, filho.
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Picture Show.
Late
Hours
Picture Show.
later,
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Caralho. Mano, que casa foda. Ixi!
Walter, are you there?
Bate, bate.
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Puta merda, deixa eu bater
Bob
nele.
returned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Toma porrada, toma gap, filho da puta.
And you know he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Não, tem que meter o pé.
There's gotta be another way out of here.
Ah. Ô, louco.
She played her part beautifully.
Molly Room.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
Pega o cara no pau, filho. Vai tomar uma cabeça, arrombado.
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Cara. Eu quero quebrar esse cara no pau, eu não vou embora não. Ah, óbvio que ele não tá aqui, né?
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Caralho.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Ô, louco.
Oh dear.
Fudeu. Ela cara matou um cara.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous.
Ela fez spaca.
Her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life.
Grito perfeito.
I was
Virou
there
janta.
myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time.
Cara.
It's all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Cara.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Mano. Bigfoot.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Caralho, mano. A menina... Free from School. Alice in Wonderland. Isso aqui lembra o bagulho de Alan Wake. Certo. Aqui nós volta. Como passa ali. Cara, mas essa história foi muito louca, mano.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
É. Tudo tem um motivo, né? Bárbara.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Odin. Ele parece um cabo de um filme que eu esqueci o nome agora. Bom, tô perdido.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Será que vai estar lá agora? Caralho, Nossa, esse aqui foi foda. Bilhar. Não sei jogar sinuca.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Cara, esse jogo passa essa sensação estranha. Tipo, realmente parece que a casa tá observando. Tipo, ela tá meio que mostrando lá onde eu quero.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Loucura.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Cara, meio que destinado todo mundo morrer de forma trágica, pelo que mostrou até agora. Caralho,
Goodbye, everyone.
foi um dos mais...
I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow.
76.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal.
Cara, isso é tipo trabalhar de
Almost friendly.
CLT. Esse é o dia, no primeiro tempo você acha que você não consegue, aí depois você se acostuma com a
And then one day,
escravidão
everything just
e aceita essa merda. Caralho, crítica social foda.
stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Cara, 2005 já, velho. O cara só come pêssego.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Cara, tu esperou 30 anos nessa porra, mano. Pra tomar coragem. Eu uma semana tava metendo o pé. Certo.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly.
O cara viveu comigo
And
numa porra do
Calvin.
bunker.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
Cara, eu tô vivendo no mesmo dia também, ué.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month.
Cara,
Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already
Nossa.
imagine the sun on my face.
cara, que bonito. Cara, mas tipo assim, se você quer uma maldição dentro da família, não importa se você escolher 30 anos.
Walter died when I was 6.
Se você tiver que ir, você vai ter que
I
ir.
can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Caralho, que loucura, mano.
I'm sure
Cara,
my mom was trying to protect me.
tipo, o cara tá vivendo o mesmo dia durante 30 anos, mano. E... não sei se ele enlouqueceu, mas...
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Caralho, 30 anos.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house,
É, porra.
I can
Parasita,
only
filho da
imagine
puta.
what else she was hiding.
Olha isso, mano.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Ó, que nojeira.
Trying to bury something that's still alive.
Fugir do problema muda porra nenhuma, cara.
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Cara, é muito foda essa legenda, não tem como. Mano. Talvez, tipo... sei lá, talvez as maldições que a família tem...
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
é um rosto. É.
Maybe
Mano,
it'd be better if all this just died with me.
muito foda.
But I thought you should know about your family.
Eu achei que você deveria saber sobre sua família.
And the history you're a part of.
Mano, tipo, tudo... isso é genial, tá? Isso é muito genial. Porque eu virar a câmera e a legenda tá lá. Tem algo ali, não sei se eu consigo ir. Não, não dá pra ir.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
É, eu tô mesmo.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Loucura. Talvez a maldição da família é saber o que aconteceu, né? Porque um descobriu o que aconteceu com o outro e ficava com medo.
And when you look at the house, had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
Todo mundo é cercado por
What kind of
morte.
family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Caralho. Não nesse nível.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Lucy,
3 of the
Daisy,
gerbils were
Charlie.
mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Zoe, Coco, Tucker, Daisy, Lucy. 56, 69, 85 a 90. Caralho, 85 a 93. Isso aí viveu. 93 a 2007. 88, 92. 74 a 79. É.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Foda. Bárbara Fincher. Caralho. Muito foda.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
Tá.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Cara, tinha uma casa lá no fundo, muito louco. Maré levou.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
É.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Eu acho que eu ia ficar com preguiça se fosse eu.
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Ela realmente tá grávida, ela não tá gorda não. Ô, Matt, dá cuidado aí, porra. Loucura.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Sim.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Agora eu gostava de adrenalina. Airline ticket. Pra onde? Orcas, Eyes. Ah, tá. Quadro de guerra. Guerra. Não, filho de rapariga. Caralho, mano. Isso, de certa forma, dá medo. Muito medo, na real.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
I'm over here, Dad.
Just need to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can hit the road.
What?
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
Odin Fincher.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Calma.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Bird.
Aw.
Não sei do que eu tenho que tirar foto aqui, não. Mas eu tirei muita foto. Do céu.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Cara, daqui eu tenho que tirar foto do jogo, filho da puta.
Nothing quite like being outside.
Calma,
Hold
tá
still while I
mentindo.
take a picture of you.
I definitely... Hey!
That's a keeper.
Oop. A little more gas in the tank, I guess. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph? Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Caralho. Foda.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
Loucura.
Great shot, Dawn!
Caralho, o cara é muito feio, filho.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Caralho, eu tô controlando o mano.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so...
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Puta que pariu. Puta merda. Eu já ia falar que esses dois iam
Of
ser
all
os mais
these
normal.
stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Caralho, mano. Famíliazinha de merda. Caralho. É o Bigfoot, mano. Foda. E agora, Giovanni? Ah, daí você não vai voltar, né, mano? Bom. É lá em cima mesmo. Foda. Não, porra! Ah, filho da puta.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Sim. A porra da véia tá aí a vida toda. Viu todo mundo se fuder. Gregory, contrato de divórcio.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Gregory. Agora eu sou o sapo.
Back over, Gregory. It's time to...
Mano.
Hold on, sweetie. Hello?
Tô até vendo a merda que vai acontecer aqui.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
Mano, esse cara foi muito criativo nesse jogo.
Whatever it was he saw.
Olha isso, cara.
It sure made him happy.
É autismo isso aqui, o nome. Ô, louco.
I know how silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could.
Caralho.
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Oi, 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 oi. Oi.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
O moleque vai morrer afogado.
I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Certo. Gregory, falta o Gus, o Down, o Milton, o Lewis. E ela? Bonito. Gregory. Gus, o Down.
I can't imagine
Cara,
my
que
mom
susto,
ever
porra!
writing poetry, and yet
poema para Gus. Você tá
A
gostando dessa
poem
paga?
for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very
toma a
hard,
raia do
before
cara.
the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Mano, isso aqui pra mim.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Moleque rebelde do caralho.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. Thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
Ô, louco. Ah, vai morrer. Vai me dizer como é que morreu todo papagaio.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Puta merda.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Gus Fring. Certo. Tem alguma coisa aqui?
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
A família meio que tá destinada a todo mundo morrer, mano. Tipo, acho que de certa forma ela tá fazendo isso aqui também, pois talvez se liberta isso do filho dela, sei lá.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Bebê feio da porra. Não consigo ler isso aqui.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Sanjay Dal, Sanjay. 8 de 86.
Lewis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Normal não é. Wind is a hoot. Hoot de...
But it didn't last.
LGBT.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Milton.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Cara, que foda. Caralho, Milton, rato. O cara morreu no ano que eu nasci, cê é louco. Ah, ela é de 99. Cara, não sobrou nenhum. Nenhum, velho. Tipo, o jogo não... Sei lá, não vai mostrar pista de nenhum.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
A casa. Rascunhos. Apenas.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Cara, tem uma maldição nessa porra dessa casa. Que isso aqui não é normal não.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Tá, aqui não leva pra lugar nenhum. Essa porta não abre. Tá, mas como caralho ele botou isso aqui em cima?
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Loucura. São Juan Ali. O cara era gamer. O cara tinha 2 monitor. Charada?
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance
Caralho, o
abuse.
moleque era drogado.
Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to...
Começou... Ah, ele vai colocar a mão ali. Não. Não? que você quer que eu faça?
Wander.
Tá muito difícil de controlar. Vira pra cima, boneco. Porra. A porra do boneco não quer virar. Obrigado.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats.
Cara, o Batman.
And toads. Things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis.
Caralho, que loucura.
So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Tá.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Enquanto isso, tô contando o peixe. O moleque tá muito drogado.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Oh, louco.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Mano, que jogo bizarro, velho.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
O moleque tem esse drible de protagonista.
He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Louisville, he heard rumors of a
mulher.
Handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for
Ai! Várias serpentes.
sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Cara. Que porra é essa?
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
O cara virou o Alexandre o Imperador.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me.
Minha imaginação é tão real quanto meu
It was hard to
corpo.
argue with him.
Caralho. Mano, a trilha sonora desse jogo muito foda.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Caralho, mano. O cara tava vendo a vida monocromática. Criou todo
He
mundo na
began to
cabeça dele.
despise the man with a royal contempt.
Ele vai se matar, né?
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Loucura.
including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
Molly. Começou pela Molly.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Caralho, ele vai morrer.
The rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Caralho, mano.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
O cara era o irmão dela. Mano, que família maldita.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
É.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Que merda.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Edith. É, o que resta pra Edith? A casa. A casa... Não sei se vai querer essa
The
casa.
whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Caralho.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sailed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
Caralho, a porta é muito foda.
Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Caralho.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean.
Man.
They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Não tem como você perder o caminho, cara. Tá na sua frente.
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Cara, eu sempre vejo tipo viado, cervo, sei lá.
But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go!
Ah, tá.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again.
Nossa. Ó, que triste,
The next
mano.
morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
Caralho.
Until I found out about you.
Eu?
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
É, cara, a vida é estranha.
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself.
Você tá falando pra filha,
I
né? A
guess
filha
I'm hurrying
nascendo.
this now. things didn't work out that way.
Não é a filha nascendo? Luz.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Caralho, mano, que foda. Caralho, que foda. Mano, não sei nem o que falar. Não tem o que falar. Caralho, mano, que... Ô, vontade de chorar, filho, você é louco. Meu irmão, esse aqui... Cara... Não tenho o que dizer, mano. Muito foda. No final das contas, ela tava contando uma história pra nós mesmos, né? E tipo, é meio que um ciclo, porque o moleque foi no túmulo dela. E ele vai descobrir tudo que aconteceu, tá ligado? É, tipo, caralho. A Narga. Mano, cinema absoluto. Cara, o luto é. Johan. Esse jogo é uma obra de arte, literalmente. Um negro. É, mano. Não tem como fugir do passado. Mano, caralho. Que jogo foda. Realmente muito foda. Eu tomada. Pits. Anaporno interativo. Mega lição. É, mano, o bagulho fala sobre infância, família, luto, óbvio, mas... Tipo, meio que... É. Caralho, não sei nem o que falar, mano. O que resta, né? Eu aproveitei. Edith Lewis. The End. Muito foda, mano. Muito foda. Muito, nossa, muito. Cara, não sei nem o que dizer, mano. Incrível, só isso, incrível. Apenas incrível.